And good evening and welcome to a festive Edinburgh. We're at the southern tip of Texas to bring you exciting USL Championship soccer on this Halloween weekend. And tonight the Rio Grande Valley Toros are in a must-win situation against the front-running El Paso Locomotive. And it's glad to have you with us. I'm Mark May with Brian Smith coming to you from beautiful HEB Park here on ESPN+. And Brian, tell us about our players to watch here tonight.
A couple of really strong performances expected here, beginning with the visiting El Paso Locomotive. Take a look at Dylan Mades right there. If there's one player in the USL that has the ability just to spark some kind of offense, it's Dylan Mades. He leads the Locomotive with 7 assists, and he's that engine that has gotten players like Aaron Gomez going down the stretch to put the Locomotive in such a strong spot headed in to the playoffs. On the other side, take a look at Christian Sorto for the Toros. Spent some time with the El Salvadorian national team just a few weeks ago, and to say that rejuvenated him might be an understatement. Had a goal last time out, 2 assists in the game prior to that for the Toros. Somebody that's coming on strong to lead his team to a chance to make the playoffs. Take a look at those starting lineups now, presented by Reliant Energy. Take a look here. We go on here. Same lineup you expect to see from the Locomotive here. Ketterer, Borelli, Fox, Jerome, Boehner, Ryan, Ross, Mades, who we spoke about, Luna, Solniak, and Carito. But this is what they're going to face on the other side for the Rio Grande Valley Toros. No major changes here, though. Tyler Derrick can go. Babu Karjay, Manley, Pimentel on defense. In the midfield, Lopez, Yakaza, Flores, and Azokar. And then the 3 forwards, Fieldberg, Sorto, and Edwards. Now, you look at these teams, we've got to figure out what the keys are going to be. And remember, in that starting lineup, we didn't see Aaron Gomez, the leading scorer for the Locomotive. So here's what they've got to do. For the Locomotive, it's about creating a no-fly zone. Offense may be at a premium on both sides. The Locomotive, they're facing a Toros team that's been able to get the ball in the box and have that ball just flying around. That's led to some key goals. Can they cut off the fly zone, prevent the Toros from getting some of those balls bouncing around in the box? Now, on this side for the Toros, laser focus. It's one game to save your season if you're the Toros. You win here, you're in the playoffs. If you end up losing or tying against the Locomotive tonight, you need some real things to go in your favor to claim that final playoff spot. So focus in, laser sharp focus. And if they can do that, this could be a huge night in this franchise's history.
So the Toros have it here before them. They control their own fate. They've got to pull off a win against the top team in the division. Can they do it? We'll find out. Kickoff just moments away, and you're watching USL Championship Soccer right here on ESPN+.
DHR Health is now safer than ever and continues to remain focused on one thing: providing exceptional care to our patients and community. No other hospital is trying harder to keep you safe. We're taking every action to ensure your safety with enhanced precautions, including 3 off-site COVID-19 units. Your health should never wait. Don't delay your health care. There is no reason to. Schedule your appointment today. DHR Health. For you, for life.
Why choose Lone Star National Bank for your business? Because no other bank does more to support local businesses. In fact, we are the #1 lender in the Valley to small businesses. We put money to work here in our community.
That helps our local businesses grow,
creating more jobs
and more opportunities for all of us.
working together.
We do what the little banks can't and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's bank.
Today at Whataburger, we're cooking the Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich. We got 3 chicken strips topped with Whataburger's own buffalo sauce, a little bit of buttermilk ranch, 2 slices of Monterey Jack cheese. The combination is just right.
It's crunchy and then it's spicy and then it's cool. Your mouth is exploding with flavor.
It just all works together, and then you add the cheese in there.
It kind of wakes me up, honestly. My goodness. I could see myself getting this every time I come here.
They're gonna go crazy for this thing. The Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich. It's back, and it's only for a limited time.
And we're back here at HEB Park. Mark May with Brian Smith. You can see the Toros wearing the home white jerseys with the blue shorts on your left. And on the right is the El Paso Locomotive wearing the dark blue and the black here tonight. Both teams playing probably their best soccer of the season right now. Toros have won 2 straight. That's the first time they put together 2 in a row since early June. They've won 3 of their last 5 with 1 draw in there. So they've secured 10 points. Very short amount of time, just 5 games as we take a look at the injury report.
A couple of players out on both sides. Rebellion, Yuma, and Velasquez will be out for the Locomotive. Toros will be without Lopez and Sanchez. So basically, the bulk of your regular starters and substitutes are on the pitch and available for you today. Time for 2 teams to leave it all out on the grass.
There's our referee, Mr. John Griggs, setting his watch, and I think we're ready to play some football here. El Paso, by the way, has been even better recently. They've won 4 of their last 5 with a one kind of questionable loss in there. They lost a 5-0 drubbing to the LA Galaxy, but considering their body of work, that's probably just an aberration, don't you think?
Yeah, you don't expect something like that from a team like the Locomotive. And remember, that 5 goals is the worst loss they've had in franchise history. And what do coming off of that? They come back and drum every opponent they faced since that loss. So sometimes you need that fire in your belly, that gut check right before playoff time. And it looks like the Locomotive may have gotten that a couple games back.
Yeah, maybe a little lesson in humility right before the playoffs. Certainly a good time to have it right before rather than during the playoffs. And as you pointed out, yeah, El Paso has won their last 2 games, both by shutout. 3-0 win and a 4-0 win over Oklahoma City last Sunday. So they come in with 180 shutout minutes, and they're no strangers to shutting teams down. They have, I think it's 14 clean sheets this year, which is second in the league only to the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Remember, this is a Locomotive team that only dropped 3 matches all season. Toros taking one of those earlier in the year. So it's a Locomotive team that has been well matched against everyone they've faced. And with the exception of that loss to LA a couple games back, they're not a team that anybody was able to look at and think, okay, this will be a victory that we can secure.
Yeah, they're very tight defensively. They've got an experienced keeper in Logan Ketterer, played some time in the Major League Soccer. And a very sound team. Already have secured the division title, but they have, even though they're in the playoffs, they still have something to play for, though, don't they?
Yeah, a win here tonight and a loss from Phoenix could secure them the best record in the USL. So they've got plenty to play for. If anybody thought this was an El Paso team that may be shutting some guys down toward the end of the year, getting some legs ready for the playoff, they've got something to play for, because that will be a feather in this franchise's cap that they can talk about for years to come.
And I know that's a goal of theirs, because the last 2 years in a row they've made it to the Western Conference Final, only to lose at that stage. I know the coach Mark Lowry wants to get them all the way to the USL Championship Final this time around. So here's Rio Grande Valley controlling the action here at the moment on the El Paso side. There's Carter Manley. Manley been a mainstay on the back line. We'll find Juan Carlos Azucar, who's kind of looking to cross inside. Instead, he'll go the short route and do a little give and go, and now he's got the cross in the middle, and a quick shot is just wide, but that's exactly what the Toros want to try to do, send it into the box and get something directed toward the net. That was Kyle Edwards who got that touch.
And placed beautifully by Azucar on the initial touch by Lopez. It places it really well. You'll see what happens here. The cross comes right at the good spot, but Kyle Edwards gets bumped off the ball by the defender. You saw he immediately kind of throw his hands up. He was looking for some type of a foul to be called there, because he was moved off of the ball. He was just trying to make contact, but to my eye, that was a pretty good opportunity.
Here's another opportunity. Goes past the foot of Christian Sorto. They're trying to set him up. The Toros still maintain possession here. And this is Azucar again. He's from Venezuela. Joined the team early in the year, and he's been a mainstay, the second leading goal scorer with 6 goals. And here's Rodrigo Lopez. Lopez and Carter Manley have the most games played for the Toros this year. They're the only 2 players who have played in every single game. And this will make it number 31 here tonight. As you can see, Ketterer has possession right now. He's a 6'3", 180-pound keeper, 27 years old, out of Madison, Wisconsin. Had some time with the Columbus Crew of the Major League Soccer before he came to El Paso. Eric Pimentel is wearing the captain's armband tonight for the Toros. Sends it off to Manley. Manley exchanges passes with Emilio Icaza, who was a midseason acquisition from the Austin Bold. Austin Bold still in the playoff picture tonight, just barely. They would have to have a lot go their way to get in. They would need a Toros loss plus a New Mexico United loss. This goes all the way back to Tyler Derrick in the Toros goal. Derrick is also 6'3", 185 pounds. He's from Houston, so he and Ketterer are just practically the same size. And both very experienced keepers.
I like what we're seeing from the Toros here early. They're the ones finding themselves standing over the ball. They've got control. And that played to their advantage because it gives them the chance to really kind of stretch the field, see if they can get a quick score. You know, this El Paso Locomotive team, when they get rolling offensively, they can do some real damage. And when you play the kind of defense they play, a couple of quick scores could be all it takes to get a victory. So the more time the Toros are over the ball, the better it fields for them and their opportunities to score.
Here's Lopez into the box. Edwards just misses the header, and it goes off Boehner, it looks like, and it's going to be a corner kick here for the Toros. And yeah, two good chances here in the opening 5 minutes for the Toros.
See another good opportunity right here, just a little high over the head of Kyle Edwards. But again, the Toros really have a lot of chemistry built up over the last few games. Seems like Coach Cabrera has found a lineup he's comfortable with and the players that he thinks can strike first.
This is Fjellberg from Norway, just came in starting his 8th game, and he goes down in the area. What is Griggs going to do? He hasn't pointed to the penalty spot. I don't think he's called a foul here. He's just checking on the injury. You take another look here. You can see a couple of defenders on him. Diego Luna was one of them, and Matt Boehner the other one.
Looks like he caught a little bit of shin to his lower shin, upper ankle area.
Oh, it is going to be a penalty kick. It's the referee finally pointed to the spot. It is going to be a penalty, and this will be Rodrigo Lopez to take it. He scored 1 penalty this season already. So a golden opportunity for the Toros early. As we said, they need a win to get into the show. There's the kick, and it's a goal! Toros on top! Early on, Rodrigo Lopez delivers for the 3rd straight game, and the Toros on top 1-0.
What an opportunity for the 34-year-old, and what a spectacular performance. Players like this are on this Toros squad specifically because they've been here before. Rodrigo Lopez has played a lot of soccer at a lot of high levels, and look at this. Perfect stance, perfect kick. Squeeze that past Ketterer, who actually read that off the foot really well, but Lopez sneaks it through in the corner. You cannot expect anyone to be more accurate than that on a penalty kick. And Rodrigo Lopez just showing what he's got in the tank.
Yeah, Lopez with that veteran coolness there stepped up and secured the goal. And yeah, I think beat Ketterer on speed, but you're right, Ketterer did read it as to where it was going. And yeah, 3rd straight game that Lopez has found the back of the net. 2nd penalty kick goal of the season for him. And let's see, overall, that's his 5th goal of the year, so that'll put him kind of alone in 3rd place, if you will, behind Azucar, who has 6, and Elvis Amo, who has 11 goals for the Toros this season. Here's Azucar again. Azucar trying to lift it inside to Edwards. Edwards couldn't quite control. And the defense knocks it out.
And that pinball's off the legs of Ross. Nick Ross did a really nice job defensively there of not over-pursuing, stayed in his spot and allowed that to kind of build a triangle the Toros could not pass through. Just could not quite keep that in to maintain possession for the Locomotive.
So it goes all the way to the other side of the field to Babacar Jay. They tried to work a quick give and go there, but El Paso was reading it. You know, Babacar Jay has really found a home as a fullback, usually on that left side.
And he gives the Toros something really interesting because Jay has some real size that the Toros needed on that back line, 6'1", 161 out of Gambia. The Toros were a little on the shorter side defensively earlier in the year, and by being able to move a prior forward in Jay to the back line. It gives you a lot more height to take up some space and to get in there and head balls away when you're facing a pretty vicious attack. So I think that was a really kind of heads-up move by Coach Cabrera, and he's really started to shine in that moment playing on the back line.
And he can still occasionally use his speed to join the offense. This is his 9th straight game starting on the back line. Now in the 10th minute, and on the strength of a Rodrigo Lopez penalty kick, the Toros lead at 1-0 here against this Toros team, or excuse me, the Locomotive team. And, you know, we were talking about before the game, Brian, about how Coach Cabrera was trying to find the right combinations throughout the year. And I know we've seen a lot in terms of players and positional play and such, but talk a little bit about, as we see a long cross go here to the opposite side, trying to get to Edwards or Sorto there. It might go just a little too far for him, and El Paso gets control. But this is the 3rd straight game that they've used the same offensive formation, isn't it?
Yeah, they've come out with this 3-5-2, and interestingly enough, that's one of 2 formations they've had all season where they have not dropped a match, the other one being quite similar in the 4-4-2. So Coach Cabrera played a number of different schematics. In fact, he had 14 different schemes out there on the pitch at one point this season, but he's focused in on, I think, the one that fits not only this team best, but puts him in the best position to win, because they have been playing top-level soccer over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, that 3-5-2 might be the winning combination they found, and Cabrera never seemed to panic. He's moved players all around, started all kinds of different lineups, and even messed with the formations a lot, and seems to be paying off now at the tail end of the season. But will it be enough? Toros have to play the full 90 here and come away with the win if they're going to secure the playoffs. That went off Sorto and out of play for a goal kick here to El Paso. El Paso coming in with 64 points, second best in the Western Conference behind only Phoenix. 18-3 with only 10 draws.
The United Soccer League, all 31 championship clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com.
And here's a foul from behind. It's going to be a free kick. That's Icaza who committed the foul. And player appears to be a little bit shaken up there. I think that's Carrijo.
Carrijo had a little bit of a lead there on Icaza. Icaza trying to come up from the backside, and their feet just get wrapped up. You get another look at it here. Icaza's coming in, tries to get that sliding to get out in front of the ball, but he ends up catching a little more foot than he does ball. That's going to lead to a yellow against Icaza in a really good spot for the Locomotive to get started back up about 15 feet outside of the box.
Yeah, Icaza picks up his 4th yellow card this season, and Icaza came into the game with a little bit foul heavy. He had committed 23 fouls, which is an average of about 2.3 per game for him. It probably leads the team as far as fouls per game. And you're going to see this looks like Nick Ross is going to take the free kick. He's out of Scotland, lifts it into the area, and a touch there, but not quite enough for El Paso to redirect it on net. But they got what they wanted. They were able to lift the ball in front of Tyler Derrick.
And Carrijo was in the right spot. That was placed very nicely. But I think give some credit to Tyler Derrick. He came out, and I think Carrijo heard steps as he was trying to bring a foot up. So he didn't get that full kind of flick of the ankle he wanted for fear of being cleats up against the keeper. Because of that, it just gets past his foot. He can't put it down in a way that would get around Tyler Derrick.
So a good opportunity there for El Paso. Goes for naught. And Toros still have their 1-0 lead. Interestingly enough, Toros have never lost to El Paso here at this park. They've played twice previously, and both times came away with victories. Back in 2019 they won, and then earlier this season in June they had a 3-2 victory, which was actually the first loss for El Paso of the season. There's El Paso with a chance right here. Cut off by Icaza, playing aggressive defense, and Lopez able to get control now into the middle, and Flores looking for a way to get it upfield. And finally, Lopez does. Kyle Edwards sends it over to Ikaza. Edwards starting for the 5th time in the last 6 games. Starting to find himself a role on this Toros team. Flores rolls it down to Carter Manley. And then Asokata controlling now. Toros content to just play keep away from El Paso right now. Trying to see if they can continue to probe and find a weak spot in that defense. Sorto with control. Toros have tried to feed Sorto to send crosses into the box over the last several games. Haven't been able to connect with Sorto for that just yet. Ikaza will play it back to Flores.
There's no hotter foot on this Toros roster than Christian Sorto. As we said, scored their last time, had 2 assists, 2 games out. So he has been the consistent offensive presence for them. No surprise then you try to feed that hot foot, allow him to make some things happen.
And he leads the team also in total shots and shots on goal. 57 shots this year he's taken. Well, he is a busy man on the offense. You see the ball played forward by Jerome. Jerome out of Haiti. Goes right back to the Toros though, this Pimentel. And he'll feed Jay. And now Sorto has it. Sorto is cut off by the defender. That was Maris. Toros reverse it, and Asokata will try a pinpoint pass. Edwards kind of pushed off the ball, and El Paso with the turnover. Ross, who's played professionally in the Scottish Premiership, will send it over to the middle. Now has the ball back. A lot of experience on this El Paso team, and as we see Ikaza nearly intercept the ball. And then it's played back by Ryan. Ryan with a heads-up play there. And Toros aggressively defending now, trying to generate a turnover here on the El Paso end of the pitch. Finally, Ross is going to bring it over to the Toros side. Fed Borrelli. Borrelli, veteran of the Mexican League, has played on a championship there in Mexico 10 years ago. That was with Tigres. And the ball goes out for a goal kick.
I think we're seeing some really strong defense from the Locomotive, which you would have expected given how strong they've been all season. Top 3 in forcing the opponents to not score goals, as they've had, as you mentioned, a slew of clean sheets. They allow the third least number of goals of any USL team, and you're seeing it here. They've toned in on the type of players that can really hurt them, Kyle Edwards specifically, and they've been very physical with him, moving him off the ball. Not an easy task. Kyle Edwards is 6'1", 185. That is a considerable amount of size for a forward, but they're being physical with him and preventing him from getting in a spot where he can kind of take up space and make things happen, and I think that's a very wise decision defensively.
And Toros' defense has played pretty well as of late as well. We talked about their offense coming alive, but they've held their opponents to 2 or fewer shots on goal in the last 6 straight games. Haven't given up a shot on net yet tonight as well. Toros with control. They've kind of dominated possession here so far. To the first half of the first half. Is Sorto with it. And he'll play it back once again. Now Pimentel slide it down to Carter Manley. Quickly, the defender Luna comes up to guard him. Luna only 17 years old. Tried to feed Feldberg into the area, but a nice sliding tackle made by El Paso. That was Andrew Fox, as we see a shot taken by Asokata, and Asokata goes over the bar.
And a good opportunity for the Toros, and that was actually placed really well coming back across Azokar. What's occurring here, and you'll see it on the replay, they do a nice job after that ball is briefly taken away of seeing it just kind of bounce into a dead spot, and Azokar drives it to the middle. That's where you want to strike from. If it gets under it just a little, you've got to love when a player has the confidence to take a ball and drive. because that shows that he's got some real dialed-in confidence, and that usually will lead to some good scoring opportunities.
Asokada has 6 goals, but hasn't put one in the back of the net lately. Here's a chance here for El Paso. It's the ball bounced to Ross, and Ross shoots wide. You take another look at this, and you see just kind of Asokada with the header. Couldn't really control where it went.
And drops it into the middle, and Ross there has to take it off of kind of a bunny hop, and that's why it goes a little wide. He couldn't drive it the way he wanted to because he caught it kind of in between the hop. But again, if you're Ross, if the ball is suddenly at your feet, you've got to take the opportunity available to you, and he put a pretty good swing on that. Just didn't get it right in the place where he could push it the way he desired to.
So Asokada again sends it to Edwards. Nice little one-touch forward to Fjellberg. Fjellberg, who's been a sensation, starting his 8th straight game since he came onto the Toros. Loses possession there. El Paso sends it up. And it's played back to Ryan. And Ryan, the Irishman, will send it over to the right side of the pitch where he has some numbers. And they'll bring it forward here as we enter the 21st minute.
Got to be happy if you're Coach Lowry with the style of play you're seeing from the Locomotive here. Yes, they've given up a goal on that penalty kick, but other than that, they have been really good defensively and done a good job of being aggressive without drawing fouls, without earning cards, and putting themselves in a position to build strong counters as you're getting a look at another good counter right here.
Yeah, slowly building up here. This is Auger with a nice little poke tackle there to get it away, and it's Ikaza who will bring it upfield now. And now Jay has it, or is that's Edwards actually. And it'll go back to Jay. So the Toros able to thwart another El Paso attack before it could build into anything dangerous. And you can see how they spread the pitch really well. They've got Asokada and Jay on opposite touch lines. They're just sending the ball back and forth, just really trying to stretch that defense horizontally. There's Asokada coming forward, trying to get close enough for a possible cross. The ball knocked away from him by the Mexican veteran, Eder Borrell, out of Monterrey.
And lost in all that was what a great decision it was by Kyle Edwards to send that ball back. Because as they were moving up the field, Edwards is completely out of position. He needs to be coming from the middle. He finds himself there on that far left side, hugging the line. Had that ball been taken away, the Toros are all out of position defensively, and they would have had a hard time getting into position. Edwards sees that, sends it back, and allows them to bend back into the proper formation, and that just shows the experience he's developing.
The chance there for the Toros inside, couldn't make anything happen. It squeezes away from them, and Jerome able to push it upfield. And now here is Maris. Maris will find Borrell. And he'll slide it to Ross now. And El Paso will bring some numbers forward. So their back line will come all the way up to the half line. There we see Luna goes inside. Ross with a nice back heel to Luna. Luna trying to charge inside, has it poked away from him by Asokada. And then Lopez feeds a wide open Ikaza now, moving downfield quickly. Chance here for the Toros on the counter. This is Edwards. Couldn't quite get around the defender, Andrew Fox. That'll go out of play. Last touch by Edwards.
And a good no call there by the officials, too. As Edwards is coming up, he's got a full head of steam. This is a really good angle taken by Fox to go for the ball. And as Edwards tries to come around him, he throws his hands up because there's contact there. But I think that's the right call. Had Edwards stood his ground and not tried to shimmy around him, he probably gets a call there. But by pulling up and moving his hips the other way, he allows Fox to get a pretty clean tackle in there.
And Fox has already had a couple of good sliding tackles in this game. Came out of the United Kingdom. And now Carrillo's pass intercepted by Asokada of the Toros. And Toros counter once again here. Here's Edwards with Fjellberg. He'll feed Fjellberg. He's able to control. Couldn't quite return it to Edwards, though, as Jerome was able to poke it away from him, and El Paso stymies that attack.
Again, good defense by El Paso. You've seen it several times down now. They don't get overexcited. They don't over-pursue. They stick in formation. They allow the attack to come to them, and it puts them in a good spot to break that up and then move back the other direction.
Phoenix is going to play it back to their goalkeeper, Ketterer, now. And Ketterer will switch directions and feed to Fox. Now Ross will bring it up. So El Paso looking to get that #1 seed in the Western Conference. If they can pull off a win, and Phoenix should lose their final match. A lot of stuff going on in the USL. It's 15 games, and here they feed into the box. They get around Derek, shoot, and score. But is it? No, the offside flag is up. Offside flag comes up, and the goal will not count. It's a terrific pass that went into Carrijo.
You get another look here. Yeah, he's offside by a good 2.5, 3 steps there, but a good decision by the Locomotive. You can't really see from that angle whether he's broken that line yet or not. So send that pass through. Rely on him to know where he's at on the pitch and break at the right time. And unfortunately, he broke a couple steps too early.
Yeah, Paso had the right idea, showing how dangerous they can be. They're not only one of the top teams in terms of defending, but also when it comes to the attack as well. They're among the league leaders in goals scored. In fact, they're tied for 5th coming into tonight with 55 goals scored in the league. Phoenix leads the league with 67 goals.
The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forwardforever-proud.
So there's Pimentel. And he'll feed Jay. Jay's from Gambia. Didn't see anything down deep, so he'll go to Flores. And now Icaza has it. Icaza, a former Austin Bold player, came over to the Toros in early August. And he started, I think, every game since he became a Toro. He's been a real mainstay in that midfield. Icaza again had some room to go forward, but elects to send it back to Pimentel. May have heard some footsteps. Now they'll find Jay, who's open on the left side, trying to get around Luna. Luna cuts him off, and they'll have to go back inside. Al-Sokad, and he'll find Lopez. Lopez, who had the goal back in the 7th minute, put the Toros in front, tries to feed Sorto, his teammate, but the ball headed away by Boehner. Toros came in and 4th place in the division. And they likely need a win here tonight to be able to get into the playoffs with New Mexico United starting the evening just 1 point back. United was winning their game against the Real Monarchs earlier on. Now El Paso regains control. This is Maris. Back to Jerome. Jerome with a little bit of pressure from Flores has to feed Ketterer. Flores was trying to force a mistake there. Now Maris is upended, and there's a whistle, and this will be a free kick here for El Paso.
Gonna look right here. You see Lopez tries to come in from the backside and apply a little bit of pressure and ends up tripping up right on the feet there of Mares. So that'll force the foul and a pretty good restart opportunity here for the Locomotive.
The Locomotive has pretty much led wire to wire in the Mountain Division this year. They started off on a long win streak. Their first loss was actually here at HEB Park, a 3-2 loss to the Toros back in early June. And then they went on a 10-game unbeaten streak right after that. So they were unfazed by that, or kind of galvanized, you might say. Only other losses were to San Antonio and the LA Galaxy. And LA Galaxy could end up being their first round opponent, as the Galaxy entered tonight in 4th place in the Pacific Division. That's the team that would meet first place from the mountain, which is El Paso Locomotive. I think 3 teams still had a shot at that 4th spot entering tonight. Got 15 games going on in the USL. Everybody except Atlanta United 2 are in action today. Here's Jay over on the left side of the pitch. Maris comes up to mark him. It's fed back to Pimentel. Pimentel looking for somebody streaking downfield. Tried to feed Feldberg. It's headed away by Boehner. Boehner's made several good defensive plays here in this game tonight. El Paso trying to quickly generate a counter, but heavy pressure by the Toros won't let them do it. Ikaza creates a turnover. And trying to work something with Asokar back here to evade the El Paso markers. 30th minute now here in the first half. And here's a chance for the Toros. Edwards with open space. Jay joins in the attack. Jay will send it into the box. Fjellberg was there, the header. Back to Edwards, a chance, it goes off the post. And they're going to call it a goal kick here. It looked like it hit the post as opposed to the keeper. But a good opportunity here for the Toros.
And what a build. Jay right there, quick head by Feldberg, puts it right on the foot of Kyle Edwards. He allows one bounce and then spins that hip, tries to push it past Ketterer. To say the Toros are starting to find some chemistry may be an understatement. That you don't have teams make those kind of attacks without really understanding where everyone is and where everyone's best scoring opportunities lie on the pitch.
Yeah, that was a good header by Feldberg to find Edwards, who was streaking in toward the area. Got another free kick awarded here, and this is Ikaza, who needs to be careful. He's already got a yellow card.
See, Ikaza coming in with a slide there, does not get as much of the ball as he would like, ends up catching a little more foot. And that's the dangerous part. When you come in for the slide, you've basically given up your ability to pull back. So you've committed. And that takes Carijo did a nice job of just playing through that and drawing the contact.
Oh, ball played a little bit too heavy by Borrelli. But El Paso able to get possession again. Here's Ryan. Ryan, 36 years old, wearing the captain's armband tonight for the El Paso Locomotive. And ball poked away again. Another turnover here generated by the Toros defense. This is Jay with it. Jay able to fake his way around Ryan. Has a lot of space here. He's going to shoot. And it's just wide. Forced Ketterer to make a dive. Good opportunity there.
And the Toros faithful were excited for that. Jay just looking like a magician out there, deking and diving, moving around defenders, puts himself in a good spot. And all of a sudden he looks up and he says, there's a lot of green grass and nobody here to defend it. Let me take a hack. And that was a pretty good strike, enough that he got Ketterer to go full extension just to make sure that wasn't going to be on net.
Jay has just one goal this year. It was back on June 25th. He was hungry to get another one there and had a good opportunity. Toros haven't been really strong a team when it comes to shots from outside the box. Only 4 of their 46 goals this season have come from outside the box. There's Pimentel with it. He'll lift it over to Asokar. And now Lopez with it. Lopez with time. He's going to find Sorto, and Sorto is open. Does a good job to chest it down. Has 2 markers inside, and then Jerome is there to deflect the ball out for a corner kick.
You're seeing the type of attack where the Toros find their success. It's when they can drive that ball into the box and to force the defense to make plays on it. When that ball is loose in the box, this is a Toros team that just can smell goals, and they'll get in there. You got bodies flying around, and they have a lot of skill at just tucking that ball into the net when they get it bouncing around in front of the net.
You get a sense that their confidence is rising with each passing minute. Here's Flores with a shot, and that's a good save there for Ketterer. Trying to catch him a little bit unawares, but Ketterer makes a save there. It's his first save of the game, actually.
Pretty good strike right there by Flores, but Ketterer read it off the foot really well there to make some contact as that one's pushed out. So we said we're going to do a little bit of scoreboard watching this evening. Toros win, and they're in. Toros come up short here against the Locomotive. They need some things to work their way, and well, unfortunately, they haven't worked their way. Out in Salt Lake City, New Mexico United does defeat Real Monarchs 3-1. That's a final. So as of right now, the Toros have to win, or New Mexico will find themselves in the playoffs now by way of that win earlier this evening.
Yeah, New Mexico United would move up to 47 total points, and the Toros entered this game with 44. So a win gives them 47 in the last playoff spot, but even a draw, they'll be short. They're kind of fully committed now. They lead it 1-0 here in the last 15 of the first half. El Paso winning the ball there. Jerome, 31 years old, out of Haiti, plays it upfield. Quick passing now. Here's Luna. Luna, the teenager, takes a spill as the Toros upend him, and it looks like Lopez will be called for the trip.
Asking for a little explanation. This was actually a pretty good job defensively. You see, I think the contact comes well after that ball was cleared. Their feet just get tied up. And Lopez tries to make his argument that that was unintentional, just feet getting tied up long after the play had moved on. The referee makes the right call there, I think.
Ross will send it across. It's the fourth foul on the Toros here in this first half. Now here's Luna with it. Luna will feed Maris. Maris, the team's assist leader, gives it back to Luna, who quickly draws a lot of defenders. I'll try to work it over to the left side. And Borayi loses control, out of play. And the opportunity lost.
And they say you got to keep your eyes on the ball, and that's exactly what happens here with Borayi. He gets it to his feet. He's looking back the other way to see what could happen. Because of that, quick little dribble off of his foot, and it's out. Got to keep your mind in the moment. You let your mind get ahead of you, and those are the things that will happen. A little slight misplay of the ball there in a critical situation.
Yeah, 30 years old, out of Monterrey. 36th minute now. Long ball played all the way down. Ketterer is going to come out. No pressure here from the Toros this time. And Jerome at the center back will play it up, and now it works its way to Boehner. Maris with control. He finds Ryan. El Paso is going to play a little keep away now. Content to work the ball around and see if they can stretch out the Toros defense and find a seam that they like. Expanding to the right side is Boehner there. Boehner's out of Westchester, Ohio. 31 years old. Is a pretty veteran team here. So are the Toros for that matter. I think the Toros' average age is over 30. And quick passing now here by the Locomotive. Jerome playing this back. Ketterer is there, though, as Fjellberg was trying to run onto it. Now it's won by the Toros. We mentioned the season series. El Paso has won 2 out of 3 meetings this year against the Toros. Locomotive won at home 1-0 on May 22nd and 3-1 on August 21st. In between, the Toros took a 3-2 victory. That was on June 30th here at HEB Park. Toros play it all the way back to Derek. Derek hasn't had to make a save yet tonight. So Paso's, the handful of shots they've had have gone wide of the net. Long pass here, a little bit too long for Edwards. He's trying to catch up to it, but Ketterer is there.
Going for the W. Starting next spring, the USLW League, providing increased equity and opportunity for women looking to pursue careers in soccer, both on and off the pitch. Comprised of clubs across the Championship, League One, League Two, and new expansion markets, the W League is set to begin playing more than 30 communities across the United States. Head over to USLWleague.com to learn more.
Borayi with it will send it back to Ross. Now Ross will try to reverse the attack here. Got about 6 minutes in change here before halftime. 1-0 on the strength of a penalty kick goal by Rodrigo Lopez for the Toros. Toros trying to generate another attack here, steadily building up. Sorto with the long cross to Asogada, and it's poked away from him by Ryan. It goes all the way back to Manley. So Flores, who's from El Salvador, will feed his teammate Jay on the left side. And Sorto, who's also spent some time with the El Salvadorian national team, plays it for a moment. It's about 3 players on the Toros team that have connections with El Salvador. Another one is Alexis Cerritos, who's not in the lineup tonight. And Jay will try a hard kick downfield. Fjellberg, a nice little header to Sorto. Sorto with a little bit of space to work with. Going to keep it on that left side. And Fjellberg looking for a chance to cross here. There's no one in the box for the Toros at the moment, so they elect to play it back upfield. Now Paso, if they can win tonight and overtake Phoenix for that #1 seed, they could have the home advantage in the playoffs all the way through the Western Conference Final. I know their season has stopped short in the Final Four of the last couple of years. They'd like to punch through and get to the final this year. Long pass went over the head of Sorto, and that'll be El Paso ball. In fact, El Paso is only in their 3rd year of existence, and they've had same coach all that time, and they've had 3 trips to the playoffs. So a very successful franchise early on. In fact, in their history, this El Paso team, 40 wins and 15 losses. They're 25 games over 500.
There's a lot of clubs in the USL that would take that kind of record through their first 3 seasons, or for any 3-season span for that matter.
El Paso on the attack here. Toros in their 6th year. They started earlier than El Paso, started back in 2016. That was their only other playoff year. Here's a lob into the box. It goes trying to get control of it there. That was Solinak. But couldn't quite maintain control, and the Toros able to get it back.
There's a little bit of that speed we were talking about with Babacar Jay, the ability to drive forward. Yes, he's a left back. Not afraid to get in the mix, though, and push the ball, continue to push the contact, and see if he can make something happen here for the Toros.
Here's Fjellberg trying to control in the area. He's knocked down. There is a Toro down at midfield, by the way, with an injury. And I think the referee's going to stop play now. He allowed the play to continue as the Toros had an advantage. This is Lopez, the goal scorer.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a collision there at midfield as that ball was coming forward. I mean, and immediately after that collision, Lopez crumbled. So he needed a minute to compose himself. He's back to his feet.
Lopez, 34 years old, out of Guadalajara. Former Chivas player. We'll see if we can see what happened to him.
So Lopez is coming from the left-hand side of your screen, moving forward, and coming right past him. Oh, yeah, he gets kind of upended, and I think that was a little bit of a wrist or maybe part of a hand that catches his jaw as they're swimming under him.
Yeah, that was from Luna. And you remember earlier, Lopez was called for a foul of tripping Luna.
Yeah, as Luna comes by, he makes that swim move with his hands and gets up under the arm of Lopez, and it looked like he got some wrist or some hand right at the chin of Lopez as he's swimming past him. Well, now we know Rodrigo Lopez crumbled to the turf. That doesn't feel good.
Yeah. Yeah, Diego Luna, who's out of Redwood City, California, has 9 goals this year, second on the team.
And then they're going to send Lopez off for a minute due to the stoppage. Get another look right here. Isn't it a better angle at it? Lopez is coming up the left-hand side of your screen. Luna, yeah, comes in and just kind of swats him as he's going by, gets under that arm.
Yeah, I was withholding judgment there until I saw a better angle, but yeah, it does look like Luna pulled a shenanigan there. He's lucky to still be on the field. Did come in with 5 yellows and does have 1 red card from earlier this year. So it's El Paso ball here. About 90 seconds and stoppage time left here in the first half. And Jerome's going to play this back to his keeper, Ketterer. Pressure by Fieldberg. Now Luna will push it upfield. Borayi with it. El Paso trying to build something up here. Jay misses the tackle. El Paso with numbers forward. Oh, nice header there by Pimentel to block the through ball. And now a foul called as Maris and Pimentel were mixing it up. And Pimentel seems to have gotten the worst of that.
Look at Pimentel, read that really nice. As the forward slips past him and he comes running in. Lots of contact there as he gets macked up with Mares. A nice job by Pimentel using his body. That's the experience of that defender, knowing that he's got the lower foundation, he's got the place, he's going to force Mares to run through him. In the process of doing so, he controls possession there and gives the Toros some more life on the offense.
They're being told that it'll be 2 minutes of stoppage time added on. So it makes about 2.5 minutes left here in the first half. Either the Toros to add to the lead or El Paso to find that equalizer. Lopez knocked down again, by the way, and now we're going to see a yellow card. This is on Borayi, it looks like. Yeah, it's number 5, Borayi from Monterrey. Picks up his 8th yellow of the season.
You can see Borayi disagrees slightly. Perhaps a little frustration spilling out here.
And that's Fox there initially, and then Borayi comes in there at the end.
I think Borayi gets it because of that hip check as he comes in. Edwards is already not over the ball. He's lost possession of the ball, and then Borayi comes in and checks him. That's where you draw the yellow.
Yeah, Borayi leads the team with 8 yellows this year. So we see there 2 minutes of stoppage. The Toros have had a pretty good first half with 6 shots, 2 of them on net, including, of course, the penalty kick.
Once again, 2 minutes of additional time.
Came in averaging about 13 shots a game, the same as El Paso. So we see another look at it there.
And see Fox really being physical there with, actually that angle doesn't look like Borayi really made that much contact with Edwards. He was already kind of falling. That was a really good angle to see. I think Borayi may have an argument to be made there that I didn't really have a lot of contact with him. I don't know why I'm getting a card.
Well, when you have 7 bookings, sometimes your reputation will affect the referee's judgment. Here's Fieldberg, able to turn around, trying to through ball. This looks like Ikaza. If he can get turned, he's going to slide it over. Lopez fanned on it, and then it's cleared out by Boehner. An opportunity there for the Toros, who are still trying to pour it on here. And now there's going to be another booking, and it's going to be Asokar who goes into the books.
You got to be careful when you go up. And you see Azokar rises up to try to put a head on that. He gets ball, but I think he also gets a decent little bit of cranium. Get another look right here as that one's chipped up. See, Azokar is coming in. He's not really in a position to challenge what's happening, and Solniak is there too, and so he ends up getting a little more of Solniak than he does of the ball, and that's the right call. You've got to give a yellow there, especially given that Solniak can't see where he's coming from. He's defenseless at that point, and then gets a little head-to-head contact.
Asokada, 5'9", 159 pounds. He's a physical player. You can see there on the replay, Solniak took the worst of that. We're already past 2 minutes, but since we've had some stoppages here in the stoppage time, it'll add a few extra seconds. And it looks like Andrew Fox will be taking the free kick. He's 28 years old, out of the United Kingdom. Tall player, 5'11". Borayi will send it upfield. And now Luna's able to get turned. He's brought down. Nice sliding tackle there by Lopez. Sorto with a quick pass, trying to get it to Edwards. Edwards, a chance here, and gets the goal! Oh my goodness, the Toros get a late goal here in the first half, and that is a shocker for El Paso, and the Toros are up by 2.
In case you didn't know, Kyle Edwards loves his mom. You see the I Love You Mom undershirt there. And what a present that is from Kyle Edwards. We talked earlier about just the sheer size he's got. 6'1", 195. That's a big forward. and he uses that size just to bulldoze his way through contact. And then look at this gentle touch. He gets through there, and look at this, just a slight little tap with the toe, and he pokes that one in. The Toros are off and rolling, up 2-0.
Edwards' second goal of the year was able to beat Ketterer, who was charging out to get the block. You can see Ketterer coming out there, but Edwards able to beat him to the ball. And then a sublime touch by Edwards. And assist on that, Christian Sorto, still a hothead.
Getting in the mix. Yellow card issued to Kyle Edwards after that goal for the I Love You Mom shirt that he displayed for all the fans after that one. A little too much celebration.
Yeah, I think they've tried to crack down on players who wear these specialty shirts and showing them off, but I'm sure Edwards will take it. And now we have reached halftime. And wow, a shocker in the making here as the Rio Grande Valley Toros with a late goal in the 4th minute of stoppage. He loves his mom, and the Toro fans love him. It's 2-0 here at the break. And coming up, we'll check around with highlights and notes around the USL. We'll also have to look at the standings and the schedule, and then we'll have highlights and stats for you. All that coming up here at halftime, and we'll be back with that after this. This is ESPN Plus.
When we said Reliant offers free flex days, we had something a little different in mind. Get the flexibility of free electricity on your 2 highest use days every week with the Reliant Truly Free Flex Days plan. That's up to 8 free days a month. So go on. What are you waiting for? We'll even upgrade your plan to solar. On us. Reliant. That's power. Your way.
DHR Health is now safer than ever and continues to remain focused on one thing: providing exceptional care to our patients and community. No other hospital is trying harder to keep you safe. We're taking every action to ensure your safety with enhanced precautions, including 3 off-site COVID-19 units. Your health should never wait. Don't delay your health care. There is no reason to. Schedule your appointment today. DHR Health. For you, for life.
Why choose Lone Star National Bank for your business? Because no other bank does more to support local businesses. In fact, we are the #1 lender in the Valley to small businesses. We put money to work here in our community.
That helps our local businesses grow.
Creating more jobs.
And more opportunities for all of us.
Working together.
Together.
We do what the little banks can't and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's bank.
Back at HEB Park, it's 2-0 Toros in front of El Paso Locomotive. Toros trying to secure a win so they can get into the playoffs. We'll find out what happens in the second half, but right now, we've got our halftime report.
Special thanks to our halftime sponsor, Live Oak Vodka, the official vodka sponsor of the RGV Toros. It's been quite a week around the USL. Let's take a look at our USL recap.
Today, as you step onto the field, you step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
There's hit on the line! Oh, we put it in! A magnificent strike! You go down, you come back, and you find a way.
Roll it down. I am. You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What?
What? Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Yeah, hey, how you gon' feel when I take it? How you gon' feel when I take it? We about action. We about action. Tell me how you gon' feel.
There's hit on the line! Oh, he put it in! A magnificent strike! You go down, you come back, and you find a way.
Tell me how you gon' feel.
As we come down the final stretch, look at your team of the week for week number 27 in the USL. They announced the team of the week and player of the week. That is Louisville City forward Cameron Lancaster, who's voted player of the week after scoring a hat trick, the first of his career, in the championship to lead Louisville City to a 3-1 victory over the Memphis 901 last Saturday. He was the USL Golden Boot winner just a few years ago, back in 2018. You get a good look at the rest of your team of the week. Couple of names that'll be pretty familiar to you on this list. As you see Macaulay King there up at the top for the Locomotive. He made it, as did Dylan Mates, our player to watch for this one, and Aaron Gomez. One Toro also made team of the week. No surprise there, Christian Sorto has been off to a hot couple of games. Rounding out the rest of the standings you see there with your team of the week. Additional news across the USL in week 27 as OKC Energy announced the permanent appointment of Lee Verdman as the club's new head coach. He's a former assistant with the Energy and was named the interim head coach on June 4th. Subsequently led the side to an 8-7-9 record, putting the side into the postseason contention after it had failed to take a victory in the opening 7 games of the season. He's just 33 from Liverpool, England, and he looks to be the man they will trust to lead them moving forward. This is not the only game in action across the USL. Plenty of important games going on earlier this evening. Taking a look at your scores to right now, New York Red Bulls 2 defeated Loudoun 4-1. Miami got the clean sheet victory 4-0 over Charleston. Memphis defeated Indy 11 3-0. An important game everyone here in the Rio Grande Valley was watching as far as the Mountain Division is concerned, as New Mexico United defeats Real Salt Lake 3-1. Interesting performance there between Hartford and Pittsburgh as they go to a 0-0 draw at the end of that one. Birmingham and Louisville just went to a final. Louisville picked up the 1-0 victory, so that really helps their opportunity to make the playoffs with that performance. Austin is currently tied with Charlotte at 0-0. That's in the 26th minute. In the 70th minute, Tulsa has the 1-0 lead over Oklahoma City. And also at the half, you know what's going on here between the Toros and El Paso. San Antonio's got a 1-0 lead over the Switchbacks there at the half. A couple of games left to happen later on this evening as Las Vegas will be out at Tampa Bay. Oklahoma City is at Sporting Kansas City. LA Galaxy 2 are going to be at Orange County. Phoenix, which is a game everybody's going to be watching, will be at Tacoma. And then Sacramento is at San Diego.
So let's take a look at our standings in the Mountain Division. And we'll see here, we've got El Paso Locomotive up at the top. And that San Antonio, Colorado game has some importance too, doesn't it?
Yeah, winner of that will be the 2 seed, and that's the team that gets home field advantage coming on. They'll play the 4 on the other side, at least for the first round of playoff games are concerned. And then you've got this fun little battle developing right here between Rio Grande Valley and United. United New Mexico already picked up a victory, so they're at 46 points. They're currently sitting in 4th place, pending the outcome of this performance here. But with the Toros up 2-0, if they can hold in the second half, they will go to the playoffs for just the second time in franchise history.
So, yeah, United right now with a 2-point edge over the Toros means if the Toros succumb in the second half and they end up in a draw, the 1 point will not be enough for them. They do have to hold on for the win to hold on to 4th place, and then they would probably play Phoenix in the first round of the playoffs next week. Austin Bold, which started the evening in contention with a mathematical chance points, but they are now out with New Mexico United's victory. So there you see the standings up to the minute. And we're going to take a break, be back with some highlights and some stats in just a moment. It's the Toros 2, the Locomotive nothing, and this is USL Championship Soccer on ESPN+.
When we said Reliant offers free flex days, we had something a little different in mind. Get the flexibility of free electricity on your 2 highest use days every week with the Reliant Truly Free Flex Days plan. That's up to 8 free days a month. So go on, what are you waiting for? We'll even upgrade your plan to solar. On us. Reliant. That's power. Your way.
DHR Health is now safer than ever and continues to remain focused on one thing, providing exceptional care to our patients and community. No other hospital is trying harder to keep you safe. We're taking every action to ensure your safety with enhanced precautions, including 3 off-site COVID-19 units. Your health should never wait. Don't delay your health care. There is no reason to. Schedule your appointment today. DHR Health. For you, for life.
Why choose Lone Star National Bank for your business? Because no other bank does more to support local businesses. In fact, we are the #1 lender in the Valley to small businesses. We put money to work here in our community.
That helps our local businesses grow.
Creating more jobs.
And more opportunities for all of us.
Working together.
Together.
We do what the little banks can't and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's bank.
Today at Whataburger, we're cooking the Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich. We got 3 chicken strips topped with Whataburger's own buffalo sauce, a little bit of buttermilk ranch, 2 slices of Monterey Jack cheese. The combination is just right.
It's crunchy and then it's spicy and then it's cool. Your mouth is exploding with flavor.
It just all works together, and then you add the cheese in there.
It kind of wakes me up, honestly.
My goodness.
I could see myself getting this every time I come here.
They're gonna go crazy for this thing. The Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich. That's back, and it's only for a limited time.
And we're back here at HEB Park, just moments away from kickoff. And Brian, take us through some highlights.
Another special thanks to our halftime sponsor, Live Oak Vodka. And talk about a team that is really firing. Look at the Toros here. Rodrigo Lopez on the penalty kick in the 7th minute. Says, I got this. And take another look at that angle. Just slips it right past Logan Ketterer. He's got experience, and he shows it. Here's the other goal for the Toros. Take a look at Kyle Edwards. Big body, and he's able to push that right around Ketterer. Blue kits all around him, but Kyle Edwards says, I will not be denied. He's able to push that one right into the back of the net. That puts the Toros up 2-0 right before half. And Kyle Edwards loves his mom, in case you didn't know. Got it right there on his shirt. A present for mom as he gives the Toros a resounding 2-0 lead right now. Coming out in the second half, we'll have to see what the Toros can do to secure that victory.
And you look at the stats now, and wow, a lot of offense there by the Toros, wasn't it?
Yeah, look at that. 2 goals, 7 shots, 3 of which are on target. Look on the other side for the Locomotive. They've yet to score only 1 shot for the Locomotive thus far, and it wasn't on goal. And then as we've talked about at length this season, when the Toros have the advantage in time of possession, it usually bodes really well for them. And once again, 54% to 46%, that's about where you want to see the Toros if they're going to be victorious. The Locomotive, though, have been aggressive. Take a look at that offside number. 2 offside for the Locomotive. They're pushing the ball. They're trying to get opportunities. Haven't quite come to fruition for them yet. But if you're the Toros, one thing I think you really have to watch here in the second half is look at that yellow card situation. 3 yellows against the Toros, those being against Azucar, Edwards, and Yakaza. Only 1 yellow charged to the Locomotive in the first half. So if you're the Toros, keep an eye on those yellow cards, because another yellow card and you'll be down a man.
Yeah, you don't want to lose anybody that would also have to sit out the following week, which would be your playoff game. And the offside you pointed out, one of those offsides did cost El Paso a goal where they appeared to score, but it was ruled offside. And that's where we stand right now. 2-0 the score. Toros in front of the Locomotive. Off goals by Rodrigo Lopez on a penalty, and then Kyle Edwards in the 4th minute of stoppage, 45+4, to get that shocker right before they went to the locker room. So it's 2-0 right now. And, something we were talking about during the break, Brian, is Rio Grande Valley, under Coach Cabrera, he's been acquiring veterans all season long for a certain reason.
Yeah, he said all across the time that he was compiling this roster in his first season back with the Toros that the one thing he wanted guys that could play multiple positions, and he wanted guys who had been there before, veteran experience, for the key reason that veterans know how to close. And that's what the Toros have to do now. They've got 45 minutes to make their mark on this entire season, and they've got some real veteran leadership in there. Pimentel, Lopez. We haven't seen Vicente Sanchez yet, but he's typically come in the second half for this team and been able to be that calming veteran presence that can keep this Toros team focused. We said coming in, their key was going to be laser focused. Through 49 minutes, check mark. They have been focused. Now, can they continue to do that?
Yeah, and I'm sure El Paso will turn up the afterburners in this second half. They've got nothing to lose. They are still trying to, if they can pull off a win here, they might have a chance for that number 1 seed in the Western Conference. And they've got we were talking about, they have a couple of heavy hitters still on their substitute list now, don't they?
Yeah, we haven't seen Aaron Gomez yet or Macaulay King. And think about those two players. King was on the team of the week last week. They combined for 16 goals and 8 assists on the season. So without either one of them in the starting lineup, they have some fresh legs and some very talented fresh legs that could potentially come in here in the second half and completely revamp their attack.
Yeah, King is only 25 and Gomez 26 years old. And those are the two guys who had 2 goals each last week in that 4-0 win against Oklahoma City. So both of them have a hot foot right now, and I imagine we will see them at some point here in the second half. In fact, we're going to see a substitution here already. That looks like the Locomotive substitution. I think Luis Herrera is going to come in, and also 22 Cole Turner. So El Paso will use 2 of their subs here right at the start of the second half. Herrera, 25 years old, out of El Paso. He's a midfielder. Cole Turner, a defender. And we're underway now in the second half. Teams have switched in, so El Paso going from left to right, Toros from right to left. And the Toros with the momentum right now, a 2-0 edge. And we saw also they outshot El Paso in the first half, 7-1. Both teams came in averaging about 13 shots per game, so it's a really strong defensive effort by this Toros team. And we mentioned that they've only given up 2 shots on goal or less for the last 6 straight games. So the defense is playing its best ball of the season right now. We'll see what happens here in the second half. Long ball, trying to get it to Icaza, couldn't quite get there. And it goes out to be El Paso's throw-in.
It's great hustle by Icaza, and he gets that out on the line, so that prevents the ball from going to the foot of Ketterer on a goal kick. Very, very heads-up play there by Icaza, because it allows you to kind of build that defensive block against the throw-in. You're not facing a long goal kick now. Really, really heads-up play there to allow your pressure to continue.
Yeah, you're going to force El Paso to have to try to work the ball up, and you see there, Toro's got a touch on it, and El Paso in a spot of bother right now that they're trying to work their way out of. Looks like they have for the moment as Maris is going to play it back. Edwards was almost there to intercept, but Jerome got there first. And that would have been a huge mistake there if Edwards had been able to latch onto that ball. He's the one who had the late goal in the first half. El Paso working it forward now. There's the new player just came on, Cole Turner, making his first touch with Borayi. And Turner's going to play it back to Ketterer. Ketterer came in averaging, his goals against average was just 1.03. Giving up 2 goals there in the first half. Something he's not used to. El Paso trying to come back here in this second half. We will expect to see them turn up the offensive pressures. This ball is kicked away, and this is going to go out for a corner kick for El Paso. Be their first of the game.
You see they dribble the ball over there to the true fit corner. That's going to be taken by Dylan Modis. Sets the ball right there, dead center of the corner. First time Toros have had an opportunity to break out that goal defense that they set up. They've been really effective against the corner all season. And try to match it here. And look at Icaza rising up and sending that one away before it can even get centered.
So another look at it.
See, Modis tries to drive this low. Yakaza steps up and just sends that one away.
Now this is a live shot, not a replay. Here it is again, goes into the center of the box. Shot from up top is blocked in front. Another shot blocked. And it gets played back upfield. So a couple of shots by El Paso, neither of which finds its way to Derek in the Toros net. There's Turner with it, and Turner will try to restart the buildup. Ross will push it outside to Borrelli. Borrelli playing on a 2011 Apertura champion in Mexico with Tigres. A lot of experience he brings to this team. And now we've got a free kick. It's going to be awarded to the Toros. Just the fourth foul on this El Paso team. Rio Grande Valley had just 5 fouls called on them in the first half. So like Derek will put this in play. Derek, who's spent some time up in MLS with Houston Dynamo in the past. He's had a stellar season in the Toros net this year. Been their main keeper. Came into tonight with 48 saves. Hasn't had to make one so far here tonight. He also has 5 clean sheets. Long pass by Ikaza. And Edwards. Edwards making a couple moves, gets around, creates a shot, and there's a save by Ketterer. So Edwards making some noise here this evening.
Edwards really starting to come into his form with the Toros here. Look at this nice move, dribbling it toward the middle. That's where you want to attack from. And then puts a pretty good strike on that before Ketterer gets to it. Remember, start the season, Kyle Edwards was with the St. Vincent and the Grenadines national team. Spent about 2 months with them before becoming available for the Toros, the team in the USL that held his rights. Played 2 games for the Toros and then was injured. And then sat out 8 games before getting back in here with the Toros. So he's just now really coming into form, and you're seeing how well he is when he's in full form.
Has started in 5 of the last 6 games, so yeah, really finding a spot for himself in that forward line. Has a lot of height and a lot of speed, and of course the goal-scoring touch. He finished last season on a strong note, didn't he?
Yeah, had goals in each of his last 3 performances for the Toros to wrap up the year last year. Trying to perhaps show that that wasn't just a fluke. He's that kind of scorer.
Maybe he's the Mr. October for the Toros. They're trying to get into the playoffs. They pull off a win here tonight. They are in. They would clip New Mexico United by a single point. But still have about 40 minutes to go here. And as we mentioned, El Paso has incentive on their end as well if they can win, and Phoenix should lose, and they haven't kicked off yet. Phoenix playing out west tonight. El Paso could claim the #1 seed throughout the Western Conference playoffs. Luna, nice through ball, sends it, and it's a goal there for El Paso. It's the new sub who just came on, Luis Herrera, and El Paso is on the board in the early part of the second half.
What a performance right there for El Paso. Not afraid to be aggressive when the Toros give them some room to operate. And you see the Toros kind of stacked up there in what we might call a prevent defense, keeping bodies back, but leaving space to operate. And the Locomotive just slipped that through, and Luis Herrera finds it at his foot and then finds the back of the net. Talk about being aggressive and taking what's being given to you. Locomotive feast in that opportunity.
They had a similar play in the first half that was ruled offside. That time they kept their discipline. And Herrera, who just came on as a second half sub, gets his first goal of the year. It was a nice feed from Luna, who picked up his 6th assist. So a 2-1 game now. Early second half. And El Paso with control here again. So Boehner sent it inside. And now Herrera. Long pass to the opposite side of the pitch. That's Borrelli. And played by Solinak. Solinak once had a outstanding goal against these Toros. Made the ESPN top 10 plays of the week. We haven't seen much from him here tonight. Maris has it poked away. That was Jay giving him fits. Boehner plays it into Luna. Luna has it kicked away, and Sorto plays it upfield. Now a chance here for the Toros. 3-on-3. And Fjellberg has it go behind him, but is able to recover. Edwards with some space. Sends it inside. Was intended for Icaza. Knocked away by Solinak. Solinak out of Buenos Aires, Argentina. The nice defensive play. Turner plays it upfield, and we've got a collision there. I think players' heads collided as Azocar, and I think it's Luna. Well, actually, Maris. We'll bring the trainer on.
Get a look at that again. Remember, Azocar picked up a yellow in the first half on a very similar situation, although this is a little bit different here because he's not the one generating the contact. The contact comes from the Locomotive player there. You see he gets his hands up right away. He wasn't leaning in. He went straight up. And you see the official telling him, got to use your head. And Azocar says, I did. I went straight up. I didn't attack the ball with my head. That's why he picked up the yellow the first time. He was the one generating contact, bending in. Azocar says, I didn't. I went straight up. The contact came from him bringing his head into my area. And I think that's why you see Azocar come away without getting a card here, because he's not the one that created the head-to-head contact. He maintained that level, straight-up vertical motion.
We see Maris conversing with his head coach, Mark Lowry. Lowry's been the only coach in El Paso's short history, now in his third year. And third playoff trip coming up next week. Toros trying to make the playoffs for what would be just the second time in their franchise history. They made it in their inaugural year, 2016, but haven't been back. It's going to be an El Paso throw in. This will be Boehner. He's 6 foot, 174 pounds, throws it in. That's Herrera with control of it. They'll get it to Maris, and now a long pass goes over to the left side. Borelli here has some room. Will play it into the box. Derek comes out and knocks that one down. Herrera was standing there waiting. Herrera scored the earlier goal for El Paso. Almost got a second one if Derek had misplayed that.
United Soccer League, all 31 championship clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com.
Saw Lopez try a shot that Turner steered aside, out for a corner kick. There we see Ketterer, the 27-year-old. Formerly played for Columbus Crew of the Major League Soccer. Has had a fantastic year with El Paso, 9 clean sheets this year. Came in with 52 saves. This will be the third corner for the Toros. And this is Flores, the 31-year-old from El Salvador. Send it into Lopez. And Lopez will return it to Flores with a better angle here. Trying to work it to Icaza. Tried to center it, but was knocked down by Borelli. And then kicked upfield. Pressure here by the Toros, trying to get it right back, and they do. So here's Flores with time into the box. Edwards there, and Ketterer comes out and beats him to the ball.
It's a good decision by Flores. Continue to push that ball, get something in the box. The only player with the kind of body that can challenge Kyle Edwards is Ketterer.
Sorto intercepts the ball, feeds Fjellberg. And now a back pass by Sorto goes awry, and El Paso has it back. Sorto there with another poke tackle. Sorto making a nuisance of himself there on the El Paso offensive zone. Here's Luna. Luna assisted on the goal to Herrera earlier in the half, making the score 2-1. El Paso looking to equalize now. Turner finds the center back, Jerome now. And the ball taken now by Jay. Jay's going to use his speed, motor downfield, 3 men in the box. There's an opening there for Icaza, but had it knocked away. Great defensive play by Turner. DeCaza looked like he was going to have a point-blank effort. And Turner came and closed it down. Long pass, nobody there for the Locomotive. And the Toros will regroup.
And they're expecting Solinak to break on that, but he had already started moving his momentum back out toward midfield. So because of that, just falls right into the teeth of that Toros defense.
Also got a nice give and go inside. Oh, it's a goal by Edwards. Kyle Edwards strikes again. And the Toros establish a 2-goal lead.
Now you want to get hot at the right moment, and I believe the Toros may be warming up in the key moment. Look at Kyle Edwards. He loves it. Second goal of this match. And once again, a very well-placed ball in the box, bouncing around, and the Toros take advantage of it. That's where they strike. And look at this Azokar on a line. Perfect placement. Kyle Edwards, all smiles.
You got an Azokar picture, perfect. And Edwards was able to beat the defender. It was Boehner marking him. Ketterer wasn't happy with the point-blank shot that his defense allowed. And it's 3-1 now for the Toros. And this is a rare thing for El Paso. This is only the fourth time in 32 matches that El Paso has given up as many as 3 goals.
And this will be the second time this season that the Toros have put up 3 goals on them. Remember, back in June when they faced each other the first time here at HEB Park, the Toros came away with a 3-2 victory. So whatever the Toros have drawn up for matches against El Paso, it works.
Yeah, they seem to match up with them pretty well. El Paso coming in with only 3 losses in 31 matches. One of those to the Toros already. There could be a second one before we're done. 3-1 the score. Still a lot of time left though. Luna, nice little through ball. Gets its way. This is Solinak. Derek comes out, makes the save. Ball still loose. Now Luna with a chance. Luna will give it a shot. It's blocked by Jay. Luna, nice soft pass, and there's a shot. It's going to be over the bar. That was Hereda's attempt. I think the keeper was down. It's Derek.
Yeah, Derek got up twice and tried to just kind of will himself back over to the box, and he really couldn't put any pressure on that right leg.
We're going to see a substitution now. Out will come Nick Ross, and in will come number 19, Jose Aguinaga from Madrid, Spain. Nick Ross has been a presence in the midfield tonight for this El Paso club. Aguinaga, 5'9", 154 pounds, has 2 goals to his credit this year.
Second substitution for the Locomotive, as in will come Rick Zacharias. He's going to replace Jerome. So bringing some offense in now for the Locomotive. They're going to go forward for defender and midfielder for defender.
So they'll have 1 sub left there. As you see, Derek came out. He's able to make the save with his foot, but collided with Azokar. And you can see this sequence right here. The net was open. So 3 Toros got there in front of the net as Derek was down at that point.
Hey, Derek, 3 different times tried to get back to his feet and just kind of will his body back to the net to at least have his body there to protect, but he just could not put any weight on that foot. He'd get up and immediately back down to the turf. So give some credit to the Toros defensively. They got bodies back, and you saw several players hands behind their back to avoid any handballs and just stood there, set up a little bit of wall, and tried to protect as much of the net as they possibly could while Tyler Derrick tried to will himself back into position.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Luna didn't try to take a shot there with the net open. Maybe didn't feel he had the angle. As you see, Sorto kind of missed the ball there, and that gave Solinak this chance, which started the whole sequence.
You see Azokar trying to close from the backside. He comes in, as does Tyler Derrick, and take a look at that left ankle. It just gets wrapped up right behind Azokar, who's got all that momentum of his body carrying forward, and it just kind of rolls that ankle in behind him and under him. A bang, bang play. Two guys going full bore. Tons of effort out there, wanting to be aggressive defensively. And the side effect comes out in a little Toro-on-Toro violence.
Yeah, also Carter, yeah, he's probably coming in on about a 30-yard sprint. Coming in at full speed there. And just caught the ankle there of Derek. This may affect Derek's mobility for the rest of the match.
See, they got Derek up and they stretch him for a minute. He tried to take a couple steps and then immediately takes another seat.
Yeah, and those ankle injuries, they don't heal very quickly. Now trying to walk it off. They do have Colin Miller as their backup keeper. There you see he goes down again. It is obvious pain. And they might just bring in Miller, who has seen action this season, just turned 25 last week. And we're going to see a substitution now. Just another look at that sequence. You can see there the net is empty, but the Toros put so many bodies in front of Luna. Luna didn't have a shot there. And there you see the referee come over where you saw Derek was injured as the ball had gone out for a goal kick.
Tyler Derek's a warrior. You see him, he's back up to his feet. He's got a couple of teammates and a trainer kind of helping him off.
Yeah, you can see he can't put any weight on that left foot. And we're going to see a substitution now. And Kyle Edwards with 2 goals to his credit tonight. Came in with only 1 previously and now has 3. He's going to come out. And Colin Miller, goalkeeper, will come in. Yes. Also at number 5, Juan David Cabezas about to come in.
And so Cabezas will take the place of Edwards, and then with Tyler Derek exiting, Colin Miller, the backup keeper, is going to get some time in net here into key moments. Miller's got 11 saves on the year. He's 25 years old. He's actually a little bit bigger than Tyler Derek because he goes 6'3", 194. So he's coming in cold this evening, but not cold on the year. He played a couple of pretty key matches early on when Derek was out due to injury earlier this year.
Did a great job when Derek got hurt against Real Monarchs. That was on the road. And Miller had to come in and made some great saves in that one to preserve a shutout victory. And I believe it's going to be a corner kick here. So here's the corner coming in. And the Toros Ikaza able to intercept it, send it straight up in the air. So the Toros used 2 subs. Colin Miller just came in. Juan David Cabezas, the midfielder from Colombia, also in there. And El Paso on the attack here. A 3-1 lead for the Toros. But the drama continues to build. Both teams looking to secure a victory here tonight. Now Lopez for the Toros. Had their first goal of the evening, his 3rd game in a row to find the back of the net. Played it down to Sorto, and that works its way back to Manley. Manley's played in all 32 matches this season. As Ikaza wrestling for it, and we've got a whistle, and this will be El Paso's kick.
A little bit of a late whistle. The whistle's going to be against Ikaza as he had his arms up around the shoulders of the Locomotive player on that little transaction. So restart here.
Yeah, we mentioned how Ikaza came in, a very aggressive player, averaging over 2 fouls a game, and does have a yellow already tonight. As Babu Karjay with some space pushes it to Fjellberg, centers the ball. Here's Ikaza in front. It's blocked. Ball still in the area. Jay tries for the bicycle kick. Couldn't connect on that one. Now Fjellberg trying to get turned. Has 2 markers on him. And then is dispossessed. Toro's able to work it back now, though. Big chance there for the Toros to try to put 4 on the board. Something nearly unheard of against this tight-fisted El Paso team. So Cabezas able to play it to Azocar, two South American players working together. Sorto back to Azocar. Azocar has an assist tonight. Sorto, who has an assist, plays it forward. A little too far, and Boehner's able to clear it. Now Turner sends it up and toward the middle. Manley will come over and stymie that effort. And the Toros will restart the attack. (3-1) our score in the 69th minute. A lot of drama here in this game. We've seen more scoring than we probably expected. Turner able to track down that ball and restart the El Paso attack. Long pass over to the right side is played by, this is Rick Zacharias. Just came on. He's from Las Cruces, New Mexico. Not too far from El Paso.
USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud project. USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forwardforever-proud.
I think El Paso is about to make another sub when they have a chance. I don't think they're going to bring in their heavy hitter, Aaron Gomez. Leading goal scorer with 10 goals. We'll see Flores able to win the ball, and Cabezas will send it to the open man. A lot of room there on that right side for Azocar. They work it back with Sorto. And Lopez and Azocar there on the right side of the pitch. Looking for someone who might be open, looking for a chance to cross it into the box. Azocar thought about it, then its short pass is intercepted by Aguinaga. Now Turner will send it upfield. Zacharias with it here, brings it upfield. El Paso will try to get the attack going. Toros have 9 players back defending. Try to hold on to this 2-goal lead here. Still a lot of time left to play. Now Luna with it over on the left side. Sorto trying to close in on him. So did Lopez. Trying to work the give and go as Manley is able to play it back to Miller. That denies Luna a chance there. Herrera with a nice little one touch. They work it out to their defender, Eder Borayi. And it comes all the way over to the right side now. Zacharias. And he's going to send it into the box. And it didn't look like El Paso was quite ready. I think Carrijo got tied up with the defender. Miller's able to squash that one.
And a nice move by Colin Miller to go all the way to the turf when picking that one up, because he doesn't know what may be coming from his blind side, especially as far as that ball broke into the net and Carrijo wasn't even in a place to make a play on it. You have to sometimes second guess whether another opportunity was developing that you didn't see coming from your backside.
There's a corner kick won by the Toros. That's Fjellberg with some aggressive play. Turner forced to play it out. This will be the 4th corner now for the Toros tonight. And now we're going to see the substitution. This is Aaron Gomez going to come in for Dylan Maris.
A good spot to bring in your leading scorer in Aaron Gomez. 10 goals on the year, and he's done that in a number of really interesting ways. He's got 3 with his left foot, 3 with his right foot, 4 with his head. If you put that ball anywhere in his sphere, he has the ability to put it into the back of the net. Now down 2 goals with about 20 minutes left to play. Perfect time to get those fresh legs in and see if he can give you some strikes.
So it doesn't look like we'll see Macaulay King tonight as the corner is played by Flores into Lopez. Now it's to Asokar, who has some space to work with. Into the box it goes, and Ketterer is there to intercept it. We're standing between Manley and Cabezas. We're both waiting on a possible loose ball. So Paso with the opportunity now here as we enter the 74th minute. As we mentioned, New Mexico United has already won tonight, so they are right now 1 point in front, or excuse me, 2 points in front of these Toros. Toros can win and get all three. They will leapfrog New Mexico United for the final playoff spot on the final night of the regular season. Doesn't get more dramatic than that. Zedetta plays this back to his teammate Boehner. And El Paso will reverse the course of action. It goes to Turner now. El Paso trying to stretch things horizontally, forcing the Toros to constantly move and shift. Trying to attack there to Zacharias. They get it to Gomez, who just came onto the pitch, and Jay knocks it away from him. Gomez asking for a foul there. Gomez out of Durango, Mexico, 26 years old. And it does look like on the replay that Jay did get a piece of Gomez's leg. This could be the Toros throw in here. It goes into Pimentel. Let's see what they're calling here. Are they calling a foul, or maybe they're saying that the throw-in should have been for El Paso. So they reverse the call here, and El Paso will get the throw-in. So an opportunity for then it goes into the area, headed to the right side, and then cleared away by Jay. That forces El Paso to restart the attack. They'll quickly reverse it to the opposite side. Badayi with it. Getting the ball to Aguinaga. Aguinaga, who came in for some added offense, tried the back heel to Luna. Didn't quite work out. It'll be a Toros throw in now. As things stand right now, the Toros would play at Phoenix next week in the first round of the playoffs. They can hold on for the win. El Paso will play the fourth place team from the Pacific Division, which could be one of three teams. LA Galaxy had the best chance for securing that fourth spot entering tonight, as Luna chips it into the box, tried to get the give and go from Carrillo. Doesn't quite work out, and the ball sent upfield, but we've got a foul call. It's going to be a Toros kick.
A couple of interesting things can still happen out there in the Pacific. Should Los Dos, LA Galaxy 2, pick up the victory, they would sneak in as the 4 seed in the Pacific, but it also would change what happens with the 2 seed, because a victory by Galaxy 2 would actually allow San Diego SC to leapfrog Orange County into the second spot in the division. So lots of things still to be decided in the Pacific. We know what's happening right now in the Mountain. Toros win and they're in. They come up with a loss or a draw here, and it's going to be New Mexico United.
And San Diego or Orange County would match up in the first round against either Colorado Springs Switchbacks or San Antonio FC, who are both entering tonight tied for that second spot in the Mountain. The Toros with control here. They get it to Jay. And now back to Pimentel. Pimentel's pass a little short for Cabezas, and there's a ball coming loose. And El Paso winning the ball. Good hustle there by Aguinaga to win the ball for El Paso. But his through ball attempt is intercepted by Pimentel. Entering the last 15 minutes of the game here, and Toros are pretty good when they hold the lead in the last 15, aren't they?
Yeah, if they're up going into the final 15, they are 11-0-1 on this season. That is a spectacular set of circumstances for the Toros, especially coming into what is such a crucial game. And up 2 goals, you got to think that the Locomotive really had to be getting close to what we may call desperation time. They've got to strike, and they've got to strike quickly.
Zacharias couldn't find anything inside, and it's pushed all the way back. Ketterer comes out for a moment, but Boehner is able to get there, and he'll play it to his keeper. And then he'll play it out. They're going to make a sub now. I thought somebody might be injured on the pitch, but that's not the case. And we're going to see another sub here by the Toros.
Frank Lopez is going to be able to close this one out for the Toros. Jonas Fjellberg, who had himself a spectacular performance in the midfield, is going to step out of this one after giving the Toros what amounts to 80 minutes of good time. Lopez is going to come in and try to provide that last little bit of spark the Toros need to secure what could be a franchise-defining type of victory.
Yeah, Fjellberg, who scored a goal Wednesday night against the Real Monarchs, that 3-1 victory. Came in with 8 shots in his last 3 games. Had a couple shots here this evening. So here's Asokad in the box. Tries to lift it for Ikaza. Tried to hit her and to Flores, but it's knocked away by El Paso. A little bit of, here's Lopez, who just came onto the pitch. Stole the ball for a moment. Now Ikaza able to get it and shoot, and he scores! How about that? The defensive pressure, and Ikaza jumps in there and gives the Toros a 4-1 lead.
Bulls on parade. The Toros think they're the Bulls at Paloma out here tonight. Just the running of the Bulls all over the pitch. And that is not because there's bad effort by the Locomotive. The Locomotive have been playing really well, but the Toros capitalize in these key moments. What a strike there by Ikaza. Slips that one away, finds himself one-on-one with Ketterer, and just slips that in the lower left side of the net. What a performance from Ikaza.
Wow, and Ikaza has been aggressive all night. It was Lopez who kind of made a nuisance of himself to create that the problem area there in front. You can see you doing the Toro right there, Ikaza. His goal celebration, just his second goal as a Toro, and that was a nice one as he was able to steal the ball and then had a point-blank effort on Ketterer. And you can see the frustration on Ketterer's face. El Paso, not a team used to giving up as many as 4 goals. It's only the second time all year they've given up this many.
And you know that has to be frustrating for Ketterer because he's not playing poorly. He's found himself in some really uncomfortable situations as a keeper, one-on-one on loose balls, going up against Rodrigo Lopez on that goal kick where he read it very well, but Lopez still stuck it through. Ketterer's playing really well, but it seems like everything the Toros do just finds a way of finding the back of the net.
Yeah, the Toros finishing tonight has been superb. They have 4 goals on 6 shots on target. I believe Brooklyn Raines has just come on to the pitch. Saw a shot of him there. His number 40. Again, another opportunity to try to jumpstart the offense a little bit here, but only 10 minutes remaining in a 3-goal lead here for the Toros against this high-flying El Paso team. It was 2-0 at the break, and Toros gave up the first goal of the second half. It looked like El Paso was going to start to make a game of it. The Toros have answered back with 2 goals here in the second and now lead it by 3. Chance here, Borayi trying to work his way. Actually, it's Gomez trying to work his way down the left side of the box. It was marked by Carter Manley. The referee, John Griggs.
Well, a quick conversation with Gomez. Gomez was very quick to get to his feet and rush back to the referee. He wanted a foul there as there was a lot of contact and the ball was going out. I think a nice job of kind of knowing where the line was there for the Toros. Being aggressive but not being overly physical to the point of drawing a foul.
This goes out. It'll be a throw-in for El Paso. It's going to be in the Toros end of the pitch. 83rd minute now. A 4-1 lead here for the Toros. Got 3 different goal scorers tonight in Lopez. Edwards scored twice, and then Ikaza just moments ago. Lopez winning that ball, sending it deep downfield, intended for Frank Lopez. But El Paso getting it back. Here's Raines with it. And Raines will send it back to Boehner. Boehner now playing center back here for El Paso after Jerome came off the pitch. Cole Turner will work it up the field. He's got Icaza and Lopez marking him, trying to work a give and go now with Borrelli. Now Hedera will send it over to the right side. And stolen again by the Toros. They stymie another attack attempt by El Paso.
Going for the W. Starting next spring, the USLW League, providing increased equity and opportunity for women looking to pursue careers in soccer, both on and off the pitch. Comprised of clubs from across the championship, League One, League Two, and new expansion markets, the W League is set to begin play in more than 30 communities across the United States. Head over to USLWleague.com to learn more.
And there we see Jay and Brooklyn Raines tussling for the ball. Jay seems shaken up. Brooklyn Raines, in a gesture of good sportsmanship, tried to help him up, but Jay still being looked at over there on the right side.
And look, their feet got kind of tied up, and as Raines is going down, he kind of reaches out to steady himself, but he ends up catching the shoulder of Babacar Jay and just dragging him down to the turf with him. I don't think that was an effort by Raines specifically to break Raines down. He was just grasping for something to hold on to, and Jay happened to be the closest thing.
I think the Toros are about to make some more subs here in just a moment. You see Vicente Sanchez come out there. They're trying to make some final moves here to secure this victory. Leading right now 4-1. Icaza plays it upfield, but El Paso wins the ball back. They'll play it back to Boehner. Now it goes to Turner, who will start the attack. Aguinaga has it kicked away from him by Icaza. Icaza is from St. Petersburg, Florida. He's had a great game here tonight. Long pass picked up here by Zacharias. Now El Paso trying to probe on the right side. Still not giving up here as Solinak's pass intercepted by Rodrigo Lopez. Now Icaza battling for it at midfield. It's won by Gomez. And El Paso will start another build-up. Here's Raines. Raines against Flores. Now Jay is able to kick that one into touch, and it'll be a throw in for El Paso. And now we're going to see some subs here. I think the Toros have a slew of them coming up here.
And James Murphy's going to come in. He'll replace Christian Sorto. Additionally, coming in for the Toros as well is going to be Adrian Vera. He'll replace Andres Flores.
Yeah. So Sorto's night is done, but he had an assist on 1 goal tonight, and I think 3 assists and 1 goal in the last 3 games for him.
And Elvis Almo is going to come in. He will replace Rodrigo Lopez, the midfielder. So Toros bringing in some really experienced forwards to fill some pretty heavy space here, and then the lone midfielder Veta will come in. So they're going pretty heavy now on offense to keep the pressure up, and that's what's really kind of favored them in this one against the Locomotive, is being aggressive offensively and forcing the Locomotive to try to respond.
Yeah, Amo, the leading goal scorer with 11 goals, had not played in the last 2 games. He'll play the tail end of this one. So we see Amo with the ball right now. Amo out of Ghana. Had scored in 3 of the previous 5 games in which he'd played. So he's had a hot hand. Vicente Sanchez, of course, from Montevideo, Uruguay. Has a lot of experience. Has played on some Mexican League champions and also Uruguayan National League champions. Cabezas will play this over to the right side. The other one in there, Adrian Vera, is out of Norwalk, California, midfielder. So some fresh legs out there for the Toros right now here in the 88th minute. Ball played up toward midfield. Here's Asokad. Going to work his way past Turner. Is called for a foul, and so it'll be a free kick. El Paso with control now. Time ticking away for El Paso. They trail by 3 goals here with less than 10 minutes to play. Borrelli with it now, brings it across midfield. And El Paso hasn't really, since they brought Gomez onto the pitch, I haven't really seen them trying to feed him the ball.
I don't think they've been in a position where they could do so. The Toros have just been breathing it out on their necks with that pressure. It has not allowed the Locomotive to put themselves in a position to really methodically kind of feed Gomez. They say sometimes the best defense is a good offense, but for the Toros tonight, it's been the best offense has really fed their defensive ability because they haven't really faced a lot of pressure on their defensive side.
Nice header there by Jay. Trying to control it is Veta. Just pushes it upfield, but Reigns finally wins the ball. Back comes El Paso Locomotive. Herrera sends it ahead. Good little back heel there by Zacarias. El Paso forced to play it back. They're not really in a position anymore to be patient, though. Herrera facing fierce pressure. He's double teamed, and Vicente Sanchez able to steal it from him. Veta will feed Icaza. Icaza, who's had a terrific night. He's helped set up some big plays, and of course, after a steal by Frank Lopez, was able to generate a goal, his second of the season.
It's been kind of surprising over these last couple of minutes. We're not seeing the Locomotive really applying pressure. The Toros just sending that ball back and forth across the back line. And the Locomotive just willing to let the clock continue to tick as the Toros just kind of send it back and forth.
As the Toros, I think we're going to have a lot of stoppage time added. We're expecting about 7 minutes added on. The Toros with a 3-goal lead. Here they send it ahead to Amo, just came out there, and it's kicked away from him by the center back, Boehner. Asokada wins it back. Another chance for Amo. Going to play it into the middle to Veta, who's charging forward, and Reigns with a nice tackle to bump him off the ball. And then on the Veta trying to win it back, ends up fouling Reigns. This will be a free kick for El Paso.
Yellow going to be issued to Veta here as he tries to get back in this play. Really aggressive coming back down, and he's the one that trips Reigns up, drawing the foul there. Confirmation, we did just receive confirmation. There will be 7 minutes added.
5th yellow card for Veta, by the way. It's El Paso with a chance here. A little too far for Reigns, but recovered by Solinak. Sends it into the box. Miller comes out. He's kind of blocked off the ball. And now I think they're going to say a foul was called, and this will be a Toros free kick. And Miller's shaking up a little bit.
Not a good scenario for the Toros here. Miller is your backup after Tyler Derrick having to come out due to injury early. And see, Miller comes forward. You're going to get a foul against Solinak there for just taking the body out of Miller as he comes forward for that attack. And Miller needs a minute to just kind of compose himself after that contact.
So this will add to our stoppage time. We have 7 minutes up there, but this might even add another minute. And we just got confirmation that Veta picked up the yellow card, 4th Toro to go into the book tonight. By the way, Colin Miller, who came on mid-second half as a substitute when Derrick got hurt, was making his first appearance since August 21st. That was also against El Paso. That was a Toros loss. The Toros just moments away from not only a convincing win over the El Paso Locomotive, but also their second ever playoff appearance in franchise history. It'll be a historic moment when that gets here, still 5 minutes plus away. Throw in goes to Manley. And Manley will find Jay. One touch it to Cabezas. And they'll send it to Pimentel. Boy, Pimentel's been rock steady on that back line tonight, hasn't he?
And really shown the ability to play strong defense without picking up a lot of fouls and a lot of yellow cards. And that's one of the things that kind of hampered him earlier in this year. He was aggressive in picking up a lot of fouls, but he's really kind of settled in.
Here's Sanchez trying to work his way around the defender, but Turner able to poke it away from him. Sanchez at 41 years old, oldest player in USL history to score a goal. That was earlier this year. He's done it twice. Reigns wins the ball here for El Paso. Yeah, Pimentel, he had led the team in fouls committed, but I don't think he's committed a foul in the last couple of games. He's been really much more disciplined back there.
Well, it's a great thing to see because he's very much an enforcer on that back line for the Toros. He's that defender that you know can step up in a key moment and give you a good play. He had moments there, though, where a lot of the Toros faithful would look at it, and when the ball was coming at the feet of Pimentel, they held their breath for a minute. He has really settled in and showed his experience. He's played a lot of time with the Mexican League. He's been a top-level defender for many years. He's really settled in and showed what that experience means. When they needed him to play strong, clean minutes down the stretch, he's done just that.
By the way, the 4 goals that the Toros have put up, that's the most they put up since they got 4 goals in a 4-2 win over Miami FC back on June the 6th. So just an offensive show here tonight by the Toros. And this is only their second 4-goal game of the season.
You got to save your best for last, and that's what the Toros have done here this evening. And against, as we said earlier, an El Paso Locomotive team that just doesn't give up a lot of goals. One of the best teams in the USL in that regard. Just the second time this season they're going to give up 4 or more goals. But it will be the second time they've done that in the last 2 weeks. So some questions abounding now for the El Paso Locomotive going into the playoffs is how they can shore up that defense.
Yeah, their confidence could be a bit shaken with these 2 losses in the last 4 games. We see the ball played into the box, kicked up in the air by Osokad. And now I think a free kick being called. And we do have a Toro who's down. That's Jay. Jay standing back up now. Oh, it's an offside call, actually. That'll be the 3rd offside against El Paso here tonight. So Miller will step up to take this kick. We're in the 5th minute of stoppage time. At least 2 more minutes remaining, possibly a little more. We mentioned the Toros have never lost this season if they've taken the lead past the 75-minute mark. Turner kicks it away from a charging Icaza, and Icaza shaken up now. Kind of clipped him right on the ankle as he was in a full sprint here. Edwards with a pretty good game tonight with 2 goals for the Toros in their 4-goal onslaught.
Kaza needs another minute. He really got the worst of that contact coming down. So this one wraps up. It'll be interesting to see who ends up being our man of the match. I think Kyle Edwards is the forerunner in my mind at this point.
Might be, yep. We've got a lot of choices tonight, a lot of good choices. The Toros have played a terrific all-around team game tonight. Ball played back by Veta, and Pimentel with it. And he'll start the attack over on the left side. This is Jay. Jay had a good shot earlier in the first half. Plays it down for Veta. But the ball won by El Paso. Zacharias there. Able to take it away. And now kicked away by Veta. But backing him up is Boehner. Toros putting all kinds of pressure here at the end. El Paso not able to get out of their own end of the field. We're in the final minute of stoppage. It'll be another free kick here for El Paso, but boy, the Toros just pouring it on, and Coach Cabrera can see they're urging on his troops not to let up despite the 3-goal lead. The Toros look like they're going to take down one of the very best teams the USL Championship has to offer. A team that has been a solid playoff participant for years. And there it is. The Toros have done it. They win it 4-1, and they are in the playoffs for just the 2nd time in franchise history. A terrific game for them. You can see Jay, who played the entire 90 minutes plus, just exhausted there. and a 4-1 win for the Toros. And Brian, who's our man of the match?
It's the guy you see right there. Kyle Edwards has been spectacular. 2 goals in this one. He's come on strong for the Toros in their last couple of matches, and what a time to strike big when the Toros needed a big victory to push their season forward. Kyle Edwards single-handedly defeats the Locomotives by scoring 2 goals. And the Toros come away with a huge victory here from AGB Park.
All right, we're going to have a look at some second half highlights and second half stats in just a moment. We'll talk about the playoff picture when we come back. This is USL Championship Soccer on ESPN+.
DHR Health is now safer than ever and continues to remain focused on one thing: providing exceptional care to our patients and community. No other hospital is trying harder to keep you safe. We're taking every action to ensure your safety with enhanced precautions, including 3 off-site COVID-19 units. Your health should never wait. Don't delay your health care. There is no reason to. Schedule your appointment today. DHR Health. For you, for life.
Why choose Lone Star National Bank for your business? Because no other bank does more to support local businesses. In fact, we are the #1 lender in the Valley to small businesses. We put money to work here in our community.
That helps our local businesses grow.
Creating more jobs.
And more opportunities for all of us.
Working together.
Together.
We do what the little banks can't and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's bank.
There you see your Rio Grande Valley Toros, a team that looked dead in the water about a month ago, but have gotten it together. They win their last 3 games of the season, and they sneak into the playoffs by 1 point ahead of New Mexico United with a 4-1 victory tonight. And Brian, take us through the highlights. Show us how this happened.
Just everything going the way the Toros wanted to. It's very early on. They get a penalty here, and Rodrigo Lopez slips that past Logan Ketterer. That puts the Toros up 1-0. A couple of minutes later in action here. Take a look at Kyle Edwards slipping through, a little bit of contact. He's able to push out in the back of the net. That'll put the Toros up 2-0 headed to halftime. Another look at that gentle touch from Kyle Edwards. Now, the Locomotive weren't out of it. They came pushing back early in the second half. You see a really nice look coming in, sweeping there from Edetta, puts in the back of the net. That cut it to just 2-1. Locomotive back in this one, but it was not over. Look at this pass by Azokar to Kyle Edwards. What a touch, what a move. Big score there. Toros up 3-1. Another look at that attack. Kyle Edwards, big smiles. Final goal comes right here. Look at Yakaza just attacking right there, able to take the steal. Puts those Toro horns up. Steal, quick move. Ketterer moves the wrong way. And that is your 4th goal. Toros up 4-1. And that will do it. Final score 4-1 in that one. Emilio Yakaza says, "This is what I'm here to do."
I love the Toro celebration there and the stats showing the Toros' dominance here tonight.
Yeah, look at that. Outshooting the Locomotive 12-7. They outshot them 7-1 in the first half. Saw the final score 4-1. Shots on target 6-2. What a performance. 6 shots on target, 4 of them finding the back of the net. Locomotive did what they needed to do in the second half to be aggressive. They flipped the time of possession over. That was the separation we saw in the first half in favor of the Toros. Locomotive get aggressive in the second half. They had time of possession, but they didn't get the shots they needed. And then look at those offsides that really hurt. 5 offsides against the Locomotive. They had 2 in the first half, aggressive again in the second half. 3 more offside. They just could not find the back of the net when they needed it. And the Toros pick up a huge, maybe even franchise-defining kind of victory here at HB Park.
Yeah, and for Coach Wilmer Cabrera, hats off to him. He had the patience all year long to work with the different lineups and everything. They took some losses, and he still had the confidence to make it happen. His players continued to believe in him and took the team to the playoffs in his first stint back in 2016 and has done it again here in 2021. The Toros going into the playoffs next week. They'll be playing at Phoenix the first place team from the Pacific Division. So Rio Grande Valley leapfrogs New Mexico United in a topsy-turvy run there in the Mountain Division standings. And after the dust has settled, it's the Rio Grande Valley who are in the playoffs ahead of New Mexico. El Paso Locomotive, wishing them good luck as well as they win their division. They'll be the first place seed, taking on the 4th seed from the Pacific next week as the USL Championship playoffs get underway. So I'm Mark May for Brian Smith, and Brian, enjoyed working with you all year. It's been great. Also appreciate our USL broadcast crew to bring you all these wonderful games from HEB Park. So our final score, the Toros 4, the Locomotive 1. So long from Edinburgh, Texas.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.